Welcome to the Zero to Business podcast, episode 2. It's been quite a couple of weeks with
It's
traveling.
been a month, actually.
It's been a month?
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're on the road, both of us. A couple of sickness coming in, being ill. What's the topic for today?
So the topic of today is basically getting clients, or even I would say getting leads, then turning them to the clients. The whole topic about the conversion, how to get clients to a software agency business, right? That's what we want to talk about because like Hendrik and me, we have a little bit different backgrounds, right? And I mean, we have different ways of getting clients basically to the software agency business, right? I mean, I know that I asked you in the beginning how to do that, but still, especially right now, since Chris joined a few months ago, we have totally different ways, I believe, because we have half of our business set in Poland, right?
Yeah.
So I have definitely something to share, and I think you have also a lot to share from your whole career as an entrepreneur, right?
True.
Right in the business. So yeah, that's the topic for today. And let's see how it goes.
It's gonna be interesting. Some nice insights. So if we want to start, basically, the first client you've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do? Like looking back, any client, the first person you did work for as a freelancer or whatever.
Exactly. So
what was that?
That's actually really funny because it's actually called, it's Ryan. So Ryan, if you watch this, greetings to you. But the thing with Ryan is we started, so back in the old good days, like I don't know, it was around 2 years ago, I was a part of a Clever Programmer. They just hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, so cheers to them, really.
Nice.
A whole team, Kazi, Aaron, Nas. If you are watching this, also greets to you. It was amazing. It was really good to work there, right? So yeah, basically I was a coach there. I was doing online courses and YouTube videos with them.
Okay.
But then I also got to teach people. And there was this one guy who actually slid into my DMs because he was a part of the course that he really wanted to get one-on-one lessons, right? And he was like, yeah, I'll pay you this. Just get on one-on-one with me. And I started teaching him, right? And then I literally taught him how to code from scratch. He has the whole background as a mechanical engineer. Okay. So his co-founder as well, right? And I also taught a little bit of his co-founder. And then they started their own business, actually Vista. Okay. And after 1 year or something, after a few months, I think, when I basically started self-made in the beginning, now it's Deltologic, of course, he turned to one of our clients. So I'm basically doing consultation actually to Vista, but I'm also building sometimes features for them. So that was my first paying client. Like, let's say in the beginning it was more like one-to-one consultations, but then I also started building features for Vista. So that was my first.
So it was more of a coaching, training him.
First, yes, but then I actually coded.
Now you are actually working and doing projects with him and the company.
Yes, exactly. But I also like during that, the transition was that I also started freelancing for them for their company. So that was my first paying client. Yes.
Was it more of a he's now paying you because he understood he's not good enough at coding and he needs
he is a CTO of this company right now.
He's the CTO and he's
over almost it's actually almost 2 years right now. Like he's actually a really good coder right now because he also was doing Upwork and so on when I was actually teaching him before whole Vista thing.
Oh, okay.
So he is a coder itself in the Vista, but he also gives me some tasks right now. So he is our client, let's say, so right. So that was my first experience, right? This was like 2 years back in the time.
So you're still working.
Yeah, we are still really good friends, and
it's been more of a 2 year client. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's beautiful about that. Like whenever we're getting the clients, we want to have a really long collaboration. Yeah. But that's my story, and
the customer lifetime value is pretty high with that.
Exactly.
So that's nice.
That's my story, right? It's maybe unique. I don't know. How about you? I really wonder.
I think the first client I've ever had was my grandfather. Mm-hmm. Who had a car that he wanted to have washed.
Okay.
I was 10 years old. My first client was...
You started very early.
I started very, very early with that. Later on, I worked with... so coming to the software business, my first client was... I don't remember how the whole timetable was and the whole schedule, like everything in order, but I probably had 2 to 3 clients in the beginning when I started off.
Wait, already? Like
when I started off, like from
the network,
from my
right?
network,
Okay.
exactly.
So
So what I did was
what you did that you got them, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So when I started off, I was still working at the bar. Was
The
making
coder in the
drinks,
bar.
where it was making drinks at night for
coding.
real. Like that was I started learning to code in January. Looked around and told everybody about it. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm at the bar. I meet about like 20 to 50 people at night. Every night I'm there, and I make sure everybody I'm actually talking to knows I'm gonna be a coder. I'm gonna build websites. So I started off with that. Most of them were not too much into business, but there was a couple of them were actually business people. So when I decided to leave the bar,
But how did you actually even talk to them? Because I really wonder. Like I never work as a bartender, but I mean, yeah, sometimes I talk with bartenders, but it's like usually like a very like small talk, right? But how did you get into coding with actually clients from the bar? I mean, I would be really interested.
Okay, so you just started a conversation. When I'm at a conversation or when I'm getting into a conversation. And that's something I learned over the years working at the bar and having conversations with people. It's people wanna there's on the one hand they wanna know who you are. Because they're sitting there, they're curious. You're a bartender. A bartender is usually not. This is not your full-time job, is it? Like like what do you do? And so that's how a conversation starts. When you're sitting at a bar, the conversation starts with like, what do you do? Like, do you do this full time, or they just want to get into a conversation?
But you were doing pretty like, wasn't it like almost full time for you back then? I mean,
it was about like up to a certain amount of hours a week, but it was all at night. So I was still studying mechanical engineering, and it came to the point where I was like, okay, I'm not sure what I want to do, but I need to quit the job at the bar. Started to learn to code. And at the same time was more into just trying to figure out like who's are the regulars coming to the bar. What do they do? Like what's actually their job? So there was one guy who he was leading an IT department for Air Berlin. So
but
this airline.
Was he going there regularly to the bar? Like
yes, he would come there once a week, twice a week, something like that. Late at night, after his shift, after working or something, he would come in and he would sit at the bar, talk to me. So he became something like a friend, like a close person, and we would talk a lot. And so I knew him. Then there was another guy I knew for quite a long time because I told him I'm studying mechanical engineering. And he owns a engineering business. He's running that business. He lives around the corner and he just likes to come in every now and then, had a drink or two just to relax after a stressful day or just to whatever. Brought his wife or something, just sit out. And so I let all of these guys know. But I think the very first client I had was my mom's boyfriend back then.
Okay.
So when I started off, I was learning to code, and he came to me, or I told him about it, I think, and he was like, "Well, I have this guy who's actually doing the work on the website right now, but he's just not finishing, and we need to change things, and he's not good at it." And so I took a look at it. I was like, "Okay, I can help you with that." We sat down. I think I had the advantage of being close to him. So he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you build your business. You can help me." Funny side note: the project is still not live yet, and this was the beginning of 2018. So there's no contact anymore between us. He and my mom split up. I kept in touch with him for quite some time, but he's not a customer per se anymore. But this is totally fine. Well. It happens. The website is not done, but he also doesn't have another website, so it's been quite some time. But he was one of the first clients. Also, my uncle is also that was the first website that I actually coded.
Okay, and it turned live as well. Also,
it still is live.
Nice,
we're still doing improvements. He's expanding his business. We're expanding the collaboration together a little bit. but he's still happy with the product. The product still runs, it works, and it brings him business for him. So it's all good. And I'm not trying to sell him more than that because this is all he needs. But still, like if anything happens, like we're still in. It's family, you know. This is like the first.
The lesson, right? The insight to take from here is, I mean, basically in your case was that okay, whenever you start something new, all you gotta do is use your network first because that's like literally where your clients can come from in the beginning. Because like just talk what you do, right? Just tell everyone, tell the world what you do because. Those are your friends, those are your family, and they will split the. They will
try to help.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'll spread the word.
Spread the word. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
But they want to help.
Yeah,
people want to. So one of the biggest concepts about this network thing and how you find clients is, if you help somebody,
and if you do a good job,
if you help them and you do a good job, they want to pay you back.
Yeah.
They and not in money, but they want to help you as well.
Recommend you further.
Exactly. So people do that.
Yeah.
This is just like a psychological thing. If you do something for me, you do something really good for me. I want to help you do more of that.
Yeah.
And I want to be the person who recommends you.
Exactly. And that was literally the question when actually I started a business. That was my first question I asked you. Hey, how the freaking I'm getting the new clients, right? I was like, use your network. But the case with me was. I moved here, right? Recently, I was like, I'm already here for 2 years in Berlin, right? But I come from Poland, and I wasn't really interested in getting Polish clients. I don't know. It's just something in my mind. I was like, no, I'm here. I want to get clients from here. So I didn't have any network at all. That's what I basically told you. But still, I had this little bit of the following on Instagram. I was studying in a university, and that's what exactly I did. So Ryan was literally a special case because... I helped him without thinking about getting clients, right? I didn't even run the business back then. I was having 2 other jobs and I was just helping him. So that was a different story. But the actual clients that I get because I started a business was really through the network, right? So what me and Wojtek back then did, I mean, mostly me, is I put my Instagram story on, right? And I recorded a video. I was like, hey guys, I'm just starting the business.
Yeah.
And what I did extra, it's not, I just said, hey, I'm looking for leads. I was like, okay, for all of you here, all my friends, for you, all you gotta do is like literally spread the word. Try to tell someone that I'm running the software business. I'm willing to do a custom software for those people. And I will give you 10% of the project. And that was like literally a motivation for them. And it worked. It literally worked. I got the guy from my university. He actually talked to his boss. He was working in the company. And by the way, we are still collaborating with this company right now. And it's been a year already. I was like, yeah, there's this really small project to do, and I just recommended you guys. Can you guys do that, right? I gave him 10%, and that was actually a client. And then like another one also was from university. We also keep the collaboration till now, and we have a really nice plans for the future. And then again, so that was from my universities, which was just my network then in Berlin, and then Instagram. That was a guy who was watching my Instagram. He was from the United States working for a Fortune 500 company. That was the one case I told you that was really freaking lucky. I mean, that's a case, guys, that sometimes you need the luck. I mean, no, always you need the luck, but you also need to do...
No, I don't think you ever need luck.
The harder you work, the luckier you get, basically.
This depends on the definition of luck.
Okay.
But for me, luck is opportunity meeting preparation. Mm-hmm. So for me, if you see an opportunity, and the opportunity is him asking you if you can do that, and the preparation right here is all the stuff you did on Instagram. Mm-hmm. You prepared.
Yeah, everything. It's been two years of posting daily.
This is
talking
not
to
luck.
People.
This is hard work.
Of course, right?
I don't like luck because luck always
I know what
has
you mean.
like the
I know what you mean.
It was just given you don't deserve it.
Of course it was a payoff of what I did for 2 years already, sharing my journey on Instagram. But the thing is, I told that I started a business, and the guy contacted me because they actually needed the project, and he did that. I did some scrapers and I did some posts about them on Instagram. I was like, and we got them also as a client. So that was okay. Yeah, I cannot say it was luck. It was actually the network, right? And a little bit of the marketing. actually.
Of course,
So we
of
cannot
course.
just say a network here because that was literally I would say this
You were
is
not
a
in touch before.
marketing. No, we weren't.
Yeah, see, so
That
this
was,
is
that
this
was
is
a
not
marketing
network.
tactic because I actually used the Instagram story
It's
for I
branding.
used it.
This is why a personal brand is so
Oh, yeah.
important. But just, of course, like there's different approaches. For me, it's network. My network is also like my clients are not from Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
The clients that I found over my network are not directly from Berlin. My favorite story about getting a client was actually at my optician, the guy who makes my glasses.
Okay.
So he's a friend of my uncle's, or he's a friend of the family.
But I was like, so basically that, okay, so it was which of the client I was already in what part when you start like a freelancing? Which kind was a fourth or was a little bit after or where was it? When was it? Sorry.
This client right now?
Yeah.
This was by the end of 2019.
Okay.
Or in the end of 19. So it was 1 year into being a freelancer.
Okay.
Like
so you've been
business.
1 year. Okay. You use all of your network. And
1
then...
year. I didn't even use all of my network, but
Okay.
by then I had a couple of clients in different businesses. So when I started off,
Mm-hmm.
I was working for a restaurant. He also was a regular at the bar. He owns a couple of restaurants. I built a couple of websites for all the restaurants. I did the social media. I did some adverts for him. So all around everything on there. And so those clients were paying my monthly bills basically. So I just got my 2019 tax report. I was making okay money. 2019 it was all fine. So I go to the United States to have a couple of client meetings there because one of my uncle
client meeting in the States.
Yes, my uncle is actually
nice.
my uncle is actually living in the United States. His
Okay.
business is in Arizona. He's doing Grand Canyon, like exclusive tours to the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
So I had some meetings with him and a friend of his who's a musician who needed a new website and new web presence because he was doing a new album and releasing that, and you need something for that. I was doing some social media workshops, a lot of things over in the States, meeting up with some Instagram people to do some content. That was the time when I picked up Instagram.
Okay.
I remember. Same time.
I found you so quick. I think I found you through Martin Lasek actually. You were literally like 700, 800, but I saw such a quality content, right? Like I literally, I saw your page and every photo was like, wow. I'm like, wow. And I was like, oh, this guy's from Berlin. And I remember, you spoke with Martin, and I was fresh in Berlin then, but I was following Martin when I was in Poland when I started my Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Martin already was like 20 or 30K. I just started, and I was like, Martin was one of the first people I saw on Instagram, and then I saw actually that you both met here. I was like, yeah. Okay. And I saw your story. I was like, hey, there's a meetup in Berlin. I was like, I'm in.
Yeah, that was the first thing I organized. I think I didn't even have 1,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I want to meet everybody in Berlin that's prepared to meet up. That's from the deaf community. And so
that's so fun.
I put out a story. I recorded a story in this very room here. I remember that, and that was like just coming in. I was like, hey, okay, I want to do this meetup, and that was actually at the restaurant that we were at.
Yeah.
That was my client. So it was just all connected, so
crazy.
But I was in the States. I was in San Francisco. I get on the plane, get back, arrived in Munich, and I decided to spend 2 days in Munich and then catch a train back to Berlin. We arrive like really like touchdown Munich, and you know, like when you're on a plane, you touch down, you take out your phone, you turn off flight mode, and you're not even in the park position with the plane. Like that's what I do actually. Like I'm not in the park position. I turn off flight mode, see what even like after a 13-hour flight, you're like, okay, what happened? What did I miss? Turn off the flight mode. 2 seconds later, my phone rings.
Okay.
Like, what? A number I don't remember. I don't recognize. I answer the phone. I'm like, hey, this is Niehues. How can I help you? And on the other line, there's like a guy. He's like, well, this is blah 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 blah. This is the company. And I wanna talk to you. I saw your business card at this guy which was the optician, because when I was there, I would every time I would go there, I would just spend 3 hours there, buy a coffee for him, and just talk to him, just enjoy some time. And when the time was right, I was like, hey, can I leave some business cards with you? And he was like,
that's
yeah,
cool.
sure, leave the business cards here.
Cool. That's
so
cool.
I had this really ugly business card made by myself. And so the guy was a customer at the same optician.
Yeah.
He saw the business card and was like, "Hey, is this guy any good?" And the optician goes like, "Well, yeah, I know him personally. He's a really, really nice guy. He's really hardworking. Call him." So he calls me, literally still in the plane after a 12-hour flight.
Crazy.
And I'm like, "Okay, can I call you back in 15 minutes? Like, I'm literally still on the plane." Like, he's like, "Oh yeah, sure, call me back." So that's when we started working together. We're still working with him till today. I took him over into we switched business from being a freelancer to Mach Mal Media in 2019.
First company.
And then we switched to Mieli, and we keep him with us.
Converting the client. Okay.
He stays with us.
That's
We're doing more and more work for him. He's so happy. He's such a nice guy. He's just a genuinely good guy.
And again, I would say the example that the long collaborations are the best, right?
Of course,
like,
this is just
keep long collaborations.
In the beginning, that was my first big client. To be honest, like this was the first big client, like big client, meaning he would pay me 4,000 euros for the work that I would do. And I looked at the company that he had, and like at the website, I was like, okay, I don't know what he's doing. I don't understand it. It's like pharmaceutical business, like chemical business. Like I have no clue what he's doing, but. So I thought I was bold going in telling him like, hey, this is going to cost you 4,000 euros. For me, it was like, wow, this is so much money. Like all the projects before didn't pay a lot of money. Turns out it was not a lot. Like in the end, like if I would do this now, we would definitely charge more than that.
Totally.
But at the time, it was a good price. It was a good price for him. It was a good price for me. I was able to live off of that for 4 months, just that one project. And I was good. I was fine. And so we started that project and we finished it. And he just calls me. He was like, "Hey,
nice.
I have another business that needs a new website."
Still the recommendation thing.
No, just his own business. He keeps coming back. I don't even have to call him. I don't have to call him and be like, "Hey, well,
you are the guy for the job.
He knows. Like he calls me. He sends me a message. It doesn't matter. And that's something for me where I know with our clients where we keep them.
Totally.
They can call me at 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to answer my phone. It doesn't matter where I am. I'm going to answer my phone. And even if it's just like, okay, I'm going to call you back in the morning. It doesn't matter. Like I'm for my clients, for our clients.
Totally.
I'm the guy. And this is my part with the business right now is more like I'm responsible for the clients. If they have an issue, my phone number is the one to call. My phone is always on. It's not a good thing.
Customer support.
Exactly. But it doesn't happen a lot. Like it never... Nothing so urgent happened that I had to get up at night, but still. Yeah. And this was one of the biggest, or like the first like real client that was outside of my knowledge, basically outside of my bubble.
Okay. The business cards I'm making.
The business card.
That's another way, right? And then that's what I wanted to actually talk more is another ways, right? Because of course, like network is the best. It will be always the best if you check those.
No, it's the easiest.
Okay, it is the easiest, but usually it's also the best. I mean, I checked when I started a business, I of course Googled how to get clients, right? Sure. And every chart on every blog post was like, network. I was like,
of course. But I mean, your network. Just going back. Like I said, my network was not sitting in Berlin.
Yeah.
It was the clients that I got, and until today, there's only 3 clients that I ever had that were from Berlin. Yeah. All of them, all the other clients that I work with are from somewhere else.
Yeah, totally. But now I just want to also focus of other things. So, okay, network is one thing, right? But now let's talk about actually other ways of getting clients, like actual getting clients. So let's say you have a sales team.
Okay, so just to be clear, so we're now talking about the situation. You have like basically everybody in your network that's relevant already is your client or is not in
you use your network.
There's no like I don't believe there will ever be a point, but
there will be always, of course. I'm just talking about other ways.
Okay, the other ways. How would you get a different lead than your net? Like
exactly.
Okay, so your first client, Ryan.
Yeah.
Was basically somehow your network, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Because I was a teacher. Yeah.
And then you had leads coming in from Instagram, so that's a marketing channel basically.
Yes,
And
actually,
marketing
that's
is-
already marketing channel. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
not really network because
Exactly.
I didn't know that.
It's Instagram
already
doesn't count.
But
So-
yeah, I want to talk about also other ways because when I started with Wojtek, then we also contacted one guy, Blake Connolly. He has an agency in United States, really successful, and he actually gets, I would say, most of his leads, most of his clients through Upwork. Right?
Yeah.
So through the platform like a freelancer.com, Upwork, and I think there's more and more of those, Fiverr. And he said, yeah, guys, just go there. Just grind this because he earned, I don't know if it's like 1 million already on Upwork with his agency. So it's really successful, right? And yeah, that's what we did. And it was really hard, like crazy, right? I mean, we sent like, I don't know, what was like 15 proposals a day or 20 customized and so on. Then once you send the proposal, the guy might text you back, but doesn't mean you close him, right? It was a process, but yeah, it worked. Eventually, we earned around 10K on Upwork. First clients were, of course, the most painful because you need to gain this score on Upwork. So
Yeah.
you have review and you have this 100% job succeeds, but you depend on the platform. That's what is the worst about those platforms, that you depend on them. And that's what happened to me later is like, I delivered, doesn't matter how much was it, like first project was, I don't know, what was it, like $3 per hour if you really like split the price for amount of work. But the next projects were actually quite okay because like we had a client, I don't know, paying $30 per hour. So like of course Upwork takes like 10 or 15, but it's still okay. I mean, from the beginning. But the thing is, then we had this one miscommunication with the client and we couldn't deliver. And he didn't give us bad review, but our job score went down. And
100%.
yeah, our agency profile was completely destroyed because of this one failure, right? So that's what's the biggest problem with those. But like I would say that's the one of the ways how you also can get first clients when you start. So basically,
so you have like platforms like Upwork or Fiverr or something. Sure.
Exactly. So
yeah, that's where you get like smaller.
Not
let's
really
call
smaller. I mean, the Blake, right? He grinded for years there, and right now, I mean, I saw the history. He got some deals for 100K. So of course, like you start very small.
Yeah, of course.
After years grinding, yes, you can get it big. But this is also.
I think for us right now, since this is something that we internally talked a lot. Talked a lot about is how do we expand our network? Because I still think what we do until today, and what we will do, we tried right now. We do the cold calling, and I had a call yesterday.
You did.
Yeah, we are doing that right now. Cold mails and
exactly.
Everything.
I wanted to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into that in a minute. So we're 5 people at the company right now. So we split up into different ways of doing the like finding clients.
But is everyone doing sales here?
Everybody is doing sales.
Oh, really?
This is a business run by four owners. We're all into that because if 4 people do that, that's 4 times the amount if I do it on my own. And we don't do a lot, but we can cover different channels.
I know what you mean, but I don't fully agree on that. I mean, if you have a dedicated sales guy who's just doing this,
so right now we are looking at, we don't know how or what the best way is in the business that we're in right now. And for me personally, I'm really good with people.
Yeah.
So I use LinkedIn.
Okay. Yeah.
Vung, for example, he doesn't want to talk to the people. He doesn't want to pick up a phone, but seems to be good with sending out the right mails to the right people.
Okay.
So he finds the right people, sends out 25 mails a week.
25 mails a week. That's a lot. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's he does that.
I mean, he's mostly coding, right? And then...
He's mostly coding 2 hours a week. He takes off.
Okay.
Doing cold mails, or not cold mails, but trying to contact companies.
Totally.
We got a couple of responses to that already. Rob tried Instagram.
Okay.
Not working really well in the niche that we're looking at right now with the hotels.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of things to gain. And he said, okay, he would rather try calling them.
Yeah.
I'm like, go ahead, call. I don't want to have Vung call somebody.
Yeah.
At the same time, I don't want to have Rob sending out 25 mails when he's like, okay, I can just pick up the phone. I can call them.
Totally.
So right now we're just like getting together. For example, Daniel, he has the idea of like, okay, I'm just going to send them a mail. After 1 week, I'm just going to give them a call.
Yeah.
So the same, he picks up that, and by that we're already getting so many, our list is getting pretty long of people that we get in touch with, and some of them get back, not a lot.
Totally.
It's not really successful.
The ratio of cold mails is, of course.
Of the mails is really, really bad. I have now had I got in touch with a lot of people on LinkedIn. That actually works pretty good.
That's cool.
Because you get through to the person making the decision. And that's my go-to right now. And I talked to somebody today. It was actually today. I talked to somebody who actually responded to a mail. I was like, well, I'm interested. So the process right now looks like, okay, one person's doing the mail. He gets in touch with them. They're interested. I'm going to do the call.
Yeah, do what you are the best.
Exactly. And that's why splitting up and having not doing me 25 a day, but 5 people doing 5 a day gets the same result, and we can find the channel that actually works the best. And by the time we hire more people for sales, we can already search for the people that are willing to call and not to mail, or are willing to go on LinkedIn. And this is just the way why we're doing that right now, giving that a shot, giving that a try.
But are you doing this actually with your product, which you actually told about, right? The wholesale thing, or like recruitment tool, or is it with the custom software that you provide? Because overall, like in mieli, like you started especially as a agency which does custom software, right?
Yes.
So you can build whatever the clients want. But right now, once you have a product, are you actually doing all of the calls with the proposal of custom solutions, or just with your product?
So that's the interesting question, because what we do right now is we don't call with the intention of selling them anything at the first moment.
Okay.
I'm not gonna call, or I'm not gonna get in touch with anybody and tell them, "Hi, I'm Hendrik. Nice to meet you. Thanks for accepting my request."
Totally.
Blah blah blah. Whatever you get on LinkedIn a million times a day, basically, and then just tell them, "Okay, this is the product we do. Does that sound interesting to you?"
Yeah,
this is like the standard template everybody does. It doesn't work.
It doesn't. Yeah, exactly. So if you're a client and you see something like this, I mean, you are not interested at all. This, right? Like you're interested in yourself.
Exactly.
You're not just like some.
So we're trying to figure out what the actual need is.
Yeah.
Because for anything, we're now focusing on the hospitality niche. So anything that's a hotel, a hostel, anything for travel agencies or anything like that, if we see there is potential in what they have right now, could be improved, then we're gonna contact them and be like, hey, can we just let's just sit down. We want to talk to you. Let's see, maybe we can provide you with some value. This is something that
you don't want to sell anything at the first contact with the people. And
not at all.
That's really good approach.
No, because this is something I learned on LinkedIn. Is like, you're not gonna ask anybody on the first date if they're gonna marry you.
I heard that before. It's totally 100%, and I'm glad that I heard from you, because I was actually wondering, because isn't it like a little bit fresh that you do calls? Because as I talked to you, I don't know, months ago, you never did calls, right?
Yeah, we never did that.
Exactly. So it's something new that you implemented.
Yes, we started 3 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, so it's basically really
3 to 4 weeks ago. It's really fresh. We're starting that. We're getting into it. We're starting to getting the first responses, and that's cool. You need to learn how to do this.
Totally. It's a process, especially with the custom software, because selling custom software, to be honest, in my opinion, is what we learned. So over because we are doing the calls since for like last 4 months almost. It's one of the hardest thing to sell ever, because you especially as a sales guy who has no experience with software,
you cannot sell custom software.
No, you can. But it's very hard. I just want to say that selling custom software is one of the hardest thing ever, because you don't know what to sell.
Yeah.
You don't know what to sell, and we have our sales team, and basically we have one guy who has no experience with software, and we taught him a lot over last month. Like he learned like crazy, like literally. Actually, both of those guys, because the other one also didn't have any experience with software, so they are literally over those 4 months, they are on completely other level right now. But the thing is that in order to sell the custom software, you need to basically build a relation. Like it's not like, hey, we do this and this. Like people don't give a fuck.
You know, and that's the thing. Custom software is not a product.
Yeah.
Custom software is a solution to a problem.
Exactly.
In order to deliver the solution, you need to know the problem.
Exactly.
And if I'm gonna meet you out on the streets out of nowhere, I'm gonna ask you, what's your problem? You'll be like, dude, go away. I don't want to talk to you. But if I'm gonna meet you and we talk about whatever it is, something that we have in common, then we go out and we sit at a bar. We have a beer or a cocktail, whiskey sour, and I'm gonna ask you, dude, like, I really like what you do, but where's your problem with that? Like, what's the biggest problem you have right now?
So first you need to learn what's your problem, but then that's the thing that you need to be the expert to propose the potential solution. And that's where also one of the hardest things is, because so our process right now is with selling custom software is like we did a lot of calls, both phones and emails, or after emails sometimes phones. The response rate is very, very low, and even if they respond, especially to like a phone, they usually say, no, go away, like I don't want anything. But once we get to some people, like of course we never say, hey, we have this solution, we wanna help you with this. No. We just wanna say, hey, we can come there. We are specializing in actually building a custom tailored made solutions to solve literally problems that you're facing right now. And it's like, hey, we will come to your company. We'll see what process do you have and how can we help. And just wanna say that the cost of acquiring the new clients in this field, in the software agency business, is huge. It can be literally sometimes €1,000, to be honest, like the whole process, because you need to spend money for gasoline, you need to go to company, sometimes you need to go there multiple times. And what we did a few times is like, we went to company and we spent whole day learning all of their processes. Yeah. And then we proposed that, you are using this software or you're not using any software at all. We could, for example, propose here a QR codes. We could optimize this with this. And then this is how we actually propose the custom software solution, the whole proposal. And it's just crazy. I mean, it really excites me, but I would rather have a product that would be much faster and much easier.
It's easier to sell if you already
to scale,
know.
To sell.
And this is the difference. If you have a product, I thought I heard something. if you have a product and that product solves a problem, you have a solution, already made, like done solution to a problem, you don't have to figure out what their problem is. You need to figure out who has this problem. And this is much easier. And this is why it's so much easier to sell.
That's why everyone is going to SaaS nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. Because I can, with the recruiting tool that we built, it's just like, okay, this is built for everybody who has issues with recruiting new people.
You know your audience, basically. You have a solution.
And I can just go ahead, and right now in the world, it's such a big pain in the that we are actually, it's so easy. It's just my bike shop down in the building right here, they just have a sheet of paper in the window since yesterday looking for bike mechanics. They want to hire new bike mechanics. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down there tomorrow and tell them, hey, so you want to try this? We have a solution. You're going to look around. You're like, what you see here, let's say 1,000 people per month are going to see this.
And that's much better, right?
And what we're going to do is going to be 100,000 a month for just a couple of bucks. It's not going to cost you a lot. So we know their pain, we know their problem, and I can go there and tell them, okay, I have the solution ready for you, and not, okay, let's find your problem. Let's see how we can fit this.
That's much harder. Like custom hard. Software.
And €1,000 is not a lot of cost for that. If you would go, like if you take the time into account for that you put in, if you take in account that maybe you're already running ads, So you have to spread the ad revenue or the ad spend that you have on this client. We were talking about spending some money on ads and running ads on social media in order to get a couple of leads and see what we can do. Just give it a try. If we spend 2,000 euros on social media and we get one project that's more than 10K, that's where it's like, okay, this is 20% of the revenue that we make was spent on ads.
Just ads. But then
so
you have
that's
cost
only
of developers.
Exactly. And then we have the cost and we have everything. And so it is really expensive. So that's why you need to raise the price in the end, and you need to take this in account. So 20% of your price is only just for like new clients.
Acquiring new clients cost. Yes, this is crazy. I know.
Coming back, your very first, if you need to start right now a new business, you don't have money.
Yeah.
You have nothing. You're starting a new business. You have an idea, basically a service business, like a software service agency. What would be your first go-to marketing channel to find your first client? How would you
right now? I start from scratch that I started 1 year ago. That's a really good question, actually. If I really start from scratch and I have no money to spend, right?
Yeah.
I would go and actually first I would definitely earn some money to have for next month.
Okay, but
let's say I have it. Let's say I have it, right? First, again, network. 100% network. That's for sure.
But how would you go about that? What would be the first? How do you reach your network?
Same way I did. But now I have richer network, bigger network, right? So not only Instagram, but also emails and phone calls. Those things.
You know, for example, what I did.
Okay, no.
One of the things was I was posting on WhatsApp status.
Okay, that's
and the psychological part about that is I know a couple of people, and what I would and this is something, for example, that Gary Vaynerchuk talks about a lot, or talked about, was go through your WhatsApp list, send 100 people a message. Hey, I'm doing this and that. Do you maybe know somebody?
Yeah, I mean that's what I meant by emails and phone calls. I would do this.
What I did was like I would just post that into my WhatsApp status.
Yeah,
people will see
cool.
that, and the people that see that, they already know me.
Yeah,
I already have their trust.
And no one uses WhatsApp status, so you
nobody
like whenever
uses
someone
everybody watches it.
Yes.
And that's the point. So
WhatsApp.
if I put it out on Instagram, 600, 700 people are gonna see this on my story.
Yeah.
Not even 1% of those are relevant for me as a client.
Totally.
But like not even 1% of those know me personally.
Yeah.
If I go on to WhatsApp, 100% of those know me personally.
Totally.
And they can vouch for me.
Also, again, there's a difference, right? If I start again from scratch, it means I have no really a team, I have a connection.
No team, only you.
Exactly. That would be different, because then again I would need to start as a freelancer to get a project on my own. But right now, when we have a team, we also have a bigger capacity. That's why I'm not looking for gigs for myself, because that's totally different game right now I'm playing, right? I'm not looking into coding gig for myself. I'm not looking into that. I'm looking for a gig where I can code a little bit, be a part of that, but then I can actually give tasks to my team. So it's a totally different game now.
Bigger project.
Exactly. And
but still, like the question is like when you start off, I think the best solution is look around the people you know. Go through your Facebook list. Go through your the people that follow you on Instagram or you follow on Instagram. And see who knows you personally. Reach out to them. Go through your WhatsApp list. See, okay, who might be interested, who could be interested in getting this, in just buying my service or something, and then reach out to them. I think that's
that's for sure. And this is more for like this freelance thing. And then I have a lot of ideas to talk about more like marketing, inbound, unbound, and more B2B business, but I would rather keep it for next talk, because this one is already getting too long, right? So in this one, I would summarize it that basically when you're starting off as a freelancer or like a small agency, or like a freelancer which has a potential to grow to the agency, just use this freaking network. and by that do what you just did. You just said, right? So all of those social media, basically not social media. It's not just social media, right? Email, phone, book you have, right? WhatsApp,
next
Instagram, everything.
At the next family meetup, just tell everybody, hey. I just want to say I'm now doing websites. If anybody's interested, call me.
Custom websites, no WordPress. Oh, WordPress can be.
I started with WordPress actually. That was my first project.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and that's it. That's how you get your first.
That's how we got our first clients. Maybe you have a different approach, but
let us know in comments.
Oh yeah,
actually, I really wonder because people are really creative nowadays. Like TikTok. I mean, again, marketing, right?
Marketing. But let's get into that in the next episode and see what we can do about it. All right, it was really great talking to you.
Yeah,
I think we finished the drinks. It's time for another one, but in the next episode.
All right. Yep. Then thanks a lot for watching, guys, and see you in the next one.
All right. Perfect.